So-Avant-Garde is an online retail website for the distributor, The Fragrance Group. The Fragrance Group distributes many brands. Some of their more popular brands are like Tiziana, Terenzi, Nishane, and then there's also Lilac, Bentley, Brioni, all distributed by the Fragrance Group, which lists all of their fragrances on their website So-Avant-Garde. Last winter in December, we did a 30% off promo for 4 days, and that was for winter, and just in time for spring now, I'm doing another one with the Fragrance Group and So-Avant-Garde, and you get to save 30% off all of the fragrances that you can find on the So-Avant-Garde website. So today in this video I'm highlighting some of my favorite spring fragrances that are on So-Avant-Garde. So find out about the fragrances and also the discount code coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. Yes, today I'm talking about spring fragrances that are on the So-Avant-Garde website. There's many fragrances there. I am highlighting 12 here today that I think that are appropriate for spring. And I've got various brands, multiple fragrances from various brands, one fragrance from one brand, but I'm just highlighting stuff I found on the website that I feel are appropriate for spring. These would be perfect fragrances. Some go very fresh, some are still a little deeper, that are I think more appropriate for when it's cold outside, but really great fragrances that are sold at So-Avant-Garde. Now normally I have a 20% off discount code at So-Avant-Garde. That's Sebastian20. That applies anytime you want to go there and buy anything from that website, but now from the 18th today, March 18th through the 21st, you can use Sebastian30 to save 30% off all of the fragrances that are on the website. So I'm going to get to the fragrances. Before I do though, if this is your first time tuning into my channel and you still haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. Let's jump right into this. I'm going to start off with a fragrance from the House of Imaginary Authors. This is their latest fragrance that I actually just ordered from their website, So-Avant-Garde, and I used my 20% off discount code, Sebastian20. This is Fox in the Flower Bed. So this is the latest fragrance from this house, and I'm actually really addicted to the smell. This to me is a very floral, kind of animalic I would say, but more indolic kind of a jasmine, because jasmine is very prominent here, and it smells really great. It's a gorgeous spring fragrance with highlighting the jasmine note. There's tulip, there's mountain air, honey, thistle, olibanum, pink pepper. So honey and jasmine together, there is a little bit of an animalic thing happening. I always think that honey has some light animalic or animalics there, but jasmine also has these indolic kind of a smell, so the two together do create for a slightly animalic experience here. But it's definitely fresh. If you like the smell of jasmine, you got to get your nose on this one, because I think he's done a great job, the perfumer here, Josh Meyer, and the whole entire fragrance composition smells amazing. So Fox in the Flower Bed is the first fragrance I'm going to talk to you about. The second fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is from the House of Tiziana Terenzi. This is Aphrodite. The reason I'm listing here this particular fragrance is because it focuses on lilacs, since lilacs bloom in the springtime, and I'm obsessed with the smell of lilacs, and this one does do a great justice to that flower. It's beautiful. It's a very fruity floral fragrance, but sweet and fresh at the same time, and then eventually goes powdery to me. There is some light not coconut, but like almondy experience under there, which I think the notes combined together is creating this kind of a smell. But we've got lilac, we've got white currant, we've got white musk, we've got white peach, neroli, ambergris, ebony, tuberose, iris, geranium, and vanilla. It's actually great. It's a long-lasting fragrance. Definitely the type of fragrances that the Terenzis know how to create. Extrait de parfum, very strong, long-lasting fragrances. And this to me has a freshness, definitely, because lilacs I find to be fresh, but definitely has a lot of depth and intensity, and kind of goes into a lightly gourmand direction, because there is something kind of powdery, almondy, almost like heliotrope is present in the notes. But I think this is a great spring fragrance, since it is very strong, I think more for the cooler spring days. So Aphrodite from Tiziana Terenzi is the second fragrance I'm highlighting today, and this is not a ranked list, by the way. And speaking of Tiziana Terenzi, this is BOREA, this one right here. And BOREA is a kind of a musky, fruity, sweet, floral I would also say nutty kind of an experience here. Really, really great smelling fragrance, but definitely spring-like to me because the flowers and the notes together do work spring-like. And once again, just like the previous fragrance, Aphrodite, it's very intense. There's an intensity about his fragrances because they're all extrait de parfum, high concentration of perfume oils, so they have great longevity. So be warned with the spraying of this one, but I think they're perfect fragrances for colder spring days. But this one features coconut, almonds, pear, plum, vanilla, musk, tuberose, freesia, jasmine, rose, oak moss. A lot of stuff, a lot of flowers, gorgeous fragrance, a little beachy, a little coconutty, a little nutty, but a gorgeous sweet fragrance. This is BOREA from the house of Tiziana Terenzi, and that's the third fragrance I'm going to talk to you about today. So this is a fragrance I've been talking a lot about within the last couple of days. In fact, I featured it yesterday, and it was also featured over the weekend as one of my favorite fragrances. This is AMBRA CALABRIA from the house of Nishane. What an amazing fragrance this is. Absolute love for this one. This is a fresh amber. So even though it's green and fresh and citrusy up top, it does eventually develop to a sweet vanillic amber experience that's to die for. Gorgeous. This is definitely one of my all-time favorite fragrances from Nishane, and I'm obsessed with the way it smells because I like the whole green vibe contrasted with the sweet ambery vanillic vibe. But this is a green fresh citrus aromatic fragrance with bergamot, green leaves, galbanum, coriander, jasmine, amber, vanilla. Yes, there's a spice in there, and there's also some white floral touches from the jasmine, but nothing like Fox in the Flower because that one's overdose of jasmine. This one just has a little bit of jasmine thrown in against the greenness and then also the vanillic ambery touches when it's drying down. A great fragrance, AMBRA CALABRIA from the house of Nishane. And speaking of Nishane, we're going to go to the fragrance WULANG Cha, this one right here. This is such a beautifully gorgeous tea fragrance. Like, there are definitely some herbal and grassy touches of the tea when you smell it, like you're smelling like a canister of fresh expensive tea that's not brewed kind of a thing. Yeah, it's right there, but definitely has fresh touches because this fragrance is contrasted with lots of citruses and green touches as well. So it's fresh, spicy, and citrusy and green with tea, bergamot, orange. There's fig, lychee, mandarin, musk, nutmeg. So there's some spice there, but there's also fruitiness in there as well, the fig and the lychee together. I think I would say that there's fig fruit and then also lychee fruit, and then there's also, I think, the fig leaves in here because it's giving me some green vibes in there, but it's cozy, it's fresh, it's just a gorgeous smell. Absolutely love this one. WULANG Cha from the house of Nishane, a great fragrance. If you don't know that one, definitely check it out. This next fragrance is from the house of Quinto Canto, another fragrance I featured yesterday in my green fragrances for St. Patrick's Day video. This is Ensis from the house of Quinto Canto. All of these fragrances that I'm talking about are 30% off as long as they're available on the website. Currently, as I was putting together this video, it's not sold out, but anything can happen. Things do sell out. But this one, to me, it's kind of like that similar style to L'Ombre Down Low or Synthetic Jungle, Diptyque's L'Ombre Down Low, Synthetic Jungle from the house of Frederic Malle, but this is its unique fragrance. So it's green, it's fruity, floral, and also aromatic with the green leaves, cassis, black currant, pansy, lilac, lily of the valley, bergamot, metallic notes, and rose. Lily of the valley and lilac to me have green experience anyway. The fragrance is overly green, but it does get fruity and it does get floral as well. But it's almost like this whole overdose of green shrubbery, green leaves, twigs, and you're chopping them up along with the flowers, you know, and the fruits, and you're getting this whiff of greenness. A great scent. It's Quinto Canto Ensis, and that is the sixth fragrance that I am talking about today. All right, this next fragrance is from the house of Bentley. This is Silver Lake. This is a fragrance that I quite enjoy for its green aromatic touches and lots of citruses. There's a juiciness about this one, and I get the juiciness not only from the citruses that are in here, but it's the ozonic notes as well, which experience this kind of watery effect. But this one has loads of lemon, mint, amberwood, violet leaves, lavender, white musk, lots of lemon juiciness in here. And contrasted with the violet leaves, it gives you this like watery kind of like thick lemon juice with water or crisp melon like experience. So there's lightly kind of aquatic touches here, but it's mostly the ozonic touches, but it's very fresh. You also have this kind of lemon mint kind of an experience, and also a little bit of sharp metallic experience as well. And I think that's coming from the lavender because it's the contrast of the lemons and lavender. Its aromatics and citruses together sometimes create this metallic metallic touch, and it makes sense because this is called Silver Lake after all, and so you've got this kind of like silver metallic kind of an experience running throughout it. But it's so fresh and so citrusy, so aromatic, and also ozonic. So that's Silver Lake from the House of Bentley. Have you guys tried that one? That one doesn't get much talk about or much hype, but I agree, it's a great smelling fragrance. I do enjoy that one, and I like to like liberally spray that stuff on because it smells really, really juicy and you know, watery with the whole violet leaves and lemon thing. Moving on to number 8, not a ranked video, guys. This is Brioni Eau de Parfum Intense, 30% off right now. I'm actually obsessed with the way this one smells, and I like it a lot more than the original fragrance. The original was great, classy fragrance, but they've done a great job with this one and taken it into a fruity, pulpy, appley direction with lots of woody, oody, ambery kind of a dry down. But this is definitely fruity, as I said. It's oody. There's spicy touches and citrusy touches with lots of oud, green apple, ambroxan, saffron, patchouli, vanilla, bergamot, tangerine, and pink pepper. Yes, you have some spicy touches, and you have some light vanillic ambery touches in the dry down along with the oud as well. But if you like the smell of apples, you got to try this one because that apple is so juicy, so, you know, drippy, wet, crunchy, crisp. You have all that stuff happening. And I think the difference between this one and that previous version of this one, the original Brioni Eau de Parfum, because this is Brioni Eau de Parfum Intense. Both of them actually would work as well, but I'm really favoring this one because I like the whole appley thing. And what happened was the original was Violet Leaves. Violet Leaves, as I was mentioning about for Silver Lake, Bentley Silver Lake, is very watery, crisp. They've removed that and they've replaced it with the apple here, so you kind of have the same effect, but you definitely have this kind of fruitiness with this one, whereas you didn't have it in the original Brioni Eau de Parfum. Anyway, Brioni Eau de Parfum Intense, definitely a solid fragrance. Absolutely love that one. Moving on to the House of Mise en Cire, and I told you guys I'm going to cover this house a lot more. Mise en Cire's Rose Exaltant is a great rose fragrance. Lightly metallic, definitely musky, goes a little animalic as well, but it smells really great. It reminds me of classic rose fragrances, but kind of modernized kind of a thing. This is Mise en Cire fragrances created by Alberto Moreas. It's musky, it's very rose floral forward, and it's got herbal touches and woody touches as well, with rose, oud, chamomile, animalic notes, musk, styrax, powdery notes, pink pepper, hedione. It's a great smelling fragrance. If you like roses center stage, definitely try this one because I think the rose is definitely quite gorgeous. Really a wonderful smelling rose fragrance, and look how much I've worn. I really do enjoy this rose one. Rose Exaltant from the House of Mise en Cire, a great scent. So one more fragrance from a Tiziana Terenzi sister house. This is from the House of Giardino Benessere. This is Oceania. Do you guys know this one? Do you know this house? So this particular fragrance is definitely on the marine side, but it's more of a marine sea breeze rather than like you're swimming in with the fishes in the sea kind of a thing. But it's very citrus aromatic as well, with light spicy touches and of course the marine touches. So it's got sea breeze, bergamot, orange, fruity notes, lavender, sandalwood, musk, oak moss. I think it's a perfect fragrance to wear when it's a warm spring day out there. You want that kind of a sea breeze kind of smell, but you also want all this freshness with the citruses, and then of course the aromatics, and then there's the fruity notes in here as well. But it's the combination of all these kind of styles and notes working beautifully together, the sea breeze and the marine notes along with the citruses, and then the fruits, and then of course the aromatics. So this is Giardino Benessere Oceania, a great fragrance. Smells really wonderful, and I love that bottle. The color of that bottle is beautiful. And the next fragrance is from the House of Mise en Cire once again. This is Mythique Vetiver. So spring days get some rain, and I enjoy wearing vetiver fragrances, especially in the spring when it's a little rainy and there's this contrast of warm and cold at the same time, and you got this kind of mugginess. And vetiver fragrances in this kind of situation, like especially today, it was raining today here. I should have worn this fragrance because it's muggy, and then the heat kind of like, you know, makes the fragrance vetiver notes come alive, and I think this would be perfect for that kind of a situation, or just when you're looking for a great smelling vetiver that kind of leans citrusy. This is Mise en Cire's Mythique Vetiver, and I would call this an aromatic, woody, citrus, spicy fragrance featuring Haitian vetiver, papyrus, bourbon geranium, patchouli, labdanum, lemon, calabrium, bergamot. So you've got lots of citruses here, lots of it, and it is definitely a citrusy start. And then eventually it settles to a very earthy, woody, vetiver experience, slightly grassy, and then also there's some dampness there, a little like a damp warmth from that kind of a like a deep underground kind of a vetiver, rooty kind of experience is what I'm trying to say. But along the way, you'll have some spices and you also have some aromatics as well. I think this is a great fragrance. This is a great house. I'm definitely going to cover this house a lot more. Stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I'm recommending Mythique Vetiver as a great smelling vetiver fragrance from the house of Mise en Cire. And the last fragrance I'm going to recommend for you guys, but there's a whole website full of fragrances. Anything on that website is 30% off. This is from the house of Florist. This is Bergamotto di Positano. This is such a yummy marine fragrance, and I'm not a big fan of marine fragrances, and I'm recommending two in this particular video. This particular one is kind of an experience for me. When I wear this particular fragrance, it reminds me that I'm sitting in Positano in a balcony at a hotel overlooking the sea. I'm getting the sea breeze. There's a salty sea-like smell in the air, and I'm in the middle of having breakfast, drinking tea, because this has tea, having like vanilla cookies and things like that, or breads and pastries and things like that. That's the kind of experience this fragrance is. But this is a citrus aromatic marine kind of a fragrance with bergamot, marine notes, mandarin orange, vanilla, orange blossom, ginger, green tea, and amber. It's actually quite delicious. And for me, not liking marine fragrances, this definitely is marine, but I quite like this one a lot, and I like the combination of the notes. So it's like a marine gourmand with citruses, lots of citruses, because obviously bergamot is the focus note in here. Anyway, great scent. It's Florist's Bergamotto di Positano, and that's the last fragrance I'm discussing for you guys. So yeah, definitely go take advantage of that discount code Sebastian30. It's good today, 18th of March until the 21st. Other than that, guys, let me know what your thoughts are on these fragrances. Have you tried them? Do you enjoy these fragrances? And is there something else that's on the So-Avant-Garde website that I should check out that I have not spoken about ever? Let me know, put a comment down. Either way, I appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. And you know what? Since this is a very, very popular fragrance and I've spoken a lot about it, I wanted to leave it as a bonus fragrance. It's a really, really great fragrance, and I think it'll be perfect for spring as well. This is Nishane's Hachivat. Have you guys tried this particular fragrance? I've spoken a lot about it. This is definitely woody and citrusy and also fruity mossy. There's definitely mossiness here from the Oakmoss. It's definitely kind of in that line of smelling something like Creed's Aventus, but you know, it's a lot more than that. This is a lot more metallic, and even though there's woods here, I think there's a lot of citruses as well, and I think there's some sharpness, there's sharp woods in here, and the intensity is overwhelming. This features notes of oak moss, pineapple, grapefruit, bergamot, patchouli, jasmine, so there's spiciness there. There's some floral touches. The patchouli is also very, very sexy in here, and this is a very, very classy experience. So Hachivat is the bonus fragrance for you guys. If you don't know this one, definitely check it out. It's a great wear. Perfect for spring, I think. Perfect for summer also. But I think this is a great all year round fragrance. Anyway, thanks so much for watching today's video. Have a good one. See you soon. Bye.